What's good, y'all? If you tapped in, you already know who I am. If not, my name is Caleb Jarrell, and we back with another video. And today we talking about how to get your life together, you feel me? And it's a lot of ways you can go about it, you feel me? But I always speak on my perspective. I always speak from what I did. So first thing first, I'm gonna give y'all a little breakdown of things that I've went through, you feel me? Boom, high school, freshman year, sophomore year, boom, okay, I'm playing basketball, I'm playing football. I wanted to play football in college, so around this time I don't have no offers. Around this time I'm a starting running back and I'm transitioning to being a starting quarterback. So boom, all I cared about was playing football in college. I didn't really care about going to the league. I didn't really care about playing professionally. I just knew I liked the atmosphere of college, and I knew that my parents couldn't afford for me to go to college or for them to pay for me to go to college, you feel me? So I knew I had to get it out the mud. I knew I had to put the work in if I wanted to get to that point. So boom, what did I do? Played college, I was training, different things like that. Was I D1? I don't feel like I was D1 necessarily, but I definitely could have played D2 and maybe even a little bit of D1 had I wanted to. So, boom. Sophomore year come around, sophomore summer come around, then junior year come around. I'm starting quarterback and I'm playing football, you feel me? I'm starting every game. Mind you, sophomore year, I had a heat stroke, so I'm already feeling like, if anybody has had a heat stroke or something close to a heat stroke, you know, like when it comes to you being in heat, you always gonna feel drained. You always gonna feel like you don't have the capacity to perform the way that you want to. So I'm already battling this like through summer camps and stuff like this. So boom, the playoffs come. Junior year, I get the ball, you feel me? I'm running, and it's about 4 minutes before halftime, you feel me? 8 yards away from the first down. Get the ball, I call it to audible to where I can keep the ball. So in my mind, I'm trying to get the first down, you feel me? Boom. I turn, fake the handoff, keep it on the end, you feel me? I run around the left end, and the DN on that side, he cuts me off, so I cut up field, and I'm running to get the first down, you feel me? So in this moment, it's a lot of linemen and linebackers, you feel me, grabbing me, and I'm breaking off these tackles where they just grabbing me. So finally one person gets me and I'm still pushing for the first down. And in the middle of me pushing, I get spent while somebody else has my leg. So what do? Boom, I hear a pop. Okay, so I hear the pop, I get up off the field, I take 2 steps. After them 2 steps, I'm done. I'm done for, you feel me? I fall on the ground and I heard it pop again. So at this point, I know I'm like, all right, something don't feel right, you feel me? So boom, I walk to the sideline, I go to the sideline, they checking on me. They feeling on my knee, they like, oh, it feel like you might have a tear. So at this point, I'm about ready to crash out because my school wasn't known for winning football games. My school wasn't known for making it to the playoffs. So this is literally our first playoff game in history. So at this point, I'm like, ain't no way I came this far and this high I gotta go out, you feel me? So long story short, I had a lateral bucket handle meniscus tear from playing quarterback my junior football year. So this is where life hit me, you feel me? Because at this time, I'm gonna keep it a buck, I'm going through a breakup of my only relationship that I was in at the time. So I'm going through the breakup. I'm going through literally having to learn how to walk again completely. And it was a long 6 months. It took me 6 months to recover from it. 3 months I was on crutches, so I couldn't walk on my own the whole time. So around this time, bro, I'm very depressed. I'm very to myself. Around this time, I'm starting to recognize and see people for who they are. And at this point, I'm in a season where everybody that I thought I was cool with for real, like, it was only a couple people that really was looking out for me, you feel me? A lot of people laughing, making jokes about certain things, and I don't really blame them at this point no more. Because they didn't really know what I had to go through, and that's the thing that you got to recognize. People don't really know what it takes for you to get to where you at, or what you may have went through to get to where you at now. So at this point, like I said, I'm recovering, I'm training, I'm going through therapy every day after school, all this type of stuff. And I'm just in a deep, like, depressed mental state. And at this point, I'm in a different city and I'm training with my uncle. And this is like the month before I get released. And I actually picked up my first offer at this point. So I'm battling decisions on, okay, am I even going to be able to come back and play football? Because they told me that's a possibility that I won't with the tear that I had. So I'm battling decisions on, okay, do I want to go play? Do I want to go to college? Do I want to find something else to do? At this point, I'm already like cutting hair just a little bit on the side. And this is before like I even wanted to be a barber full time or anything like that. So I didn't even have that type of desire going on at the moment. So I'm literally like trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. This is where life really hit me, and I had to put my grown man pants on, you feel me, and start making decisions and learn how to deal with the repercussions of those decisions. So long story short, I didn't go play football based off my decision. Still had the opportunity to, but it was just a lot going on, you feel me? COVID, different things like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm ready to start making some money. So my thought process through that whole period was, for one, what did I want? Because I spent my whole life trying to live up to other people's expectation of me, you feel me? I spent my whole life trying to people please, trying to not step on anybody else's toes, you feel me? Doing what other people wanted me to do, even if I didn't feel like doing it. So at this point, after recognizing like the best thing I can do for myself is do what's best for me, I decided not to even play any sport but football my senior year. So even after that, I decided not to go play in college. And a lot of people looked at me weird for that. And I decided to pursue being a barber, you feel me? I knew being a barber, I could basically rely on myself 100%. And one thing about me, I'm gonna count on myself, you feel me? I'm gonna bet on myself all the time. I'm gonna do all that, you feel me? And I know if I mess up anything, a lot of times I can take whatever the mess up is, whatever the repercussions is, you feel me? Whatever the results are from me messing up. So I'm cool with that, you feel me? But I don't want nobody else having a say so in certain things that I do, you feel me? So boom, I go through barber school, I finish barber school. Straight out of barber school, I'm working, straight out of high school, I'm working at Domino's. And working at Domino's full time. I'm cutting hair on the side while I'm in school and everything. I graduated barber school. I ended up quitting Domino's like 3 months after me graduating barber school, and just really deciding to make a decision to build my own thing, do what I feel was best for me. So the reason I'm walking y'all through like my whole mentality was, it shifted from a people pleasing mindset to, okay, what do I feel like I'm good at? What do I feel like I know that I have a passion for? What do I feel like I see myself doing? You feel me? And sometimes you gotta see yourself at a certain area or a certain point before you even get to that point. But what you gotta do is figure out what you need to do to get there. You feel me? And sometimes it don't be just playing. Sometimes it take you going through some stuff to get to that point. Sometimes it take you to have some type of trials or trauma that you go through to even open your eyes and take the blinds off your eyes, you feel me? And you gotta embrace them situations. You gotta embrace when you go through certain things, but you gotta understand that it's not gonna last like that the whole time. So the way I would say to get your life together is, for some people you can learn from other people. That I'm one of those people. I'm gonna learn from somebody that's around me that's making some dumb decisions and, you feel me, making mistakes, and I'm gonna look at them and be like, okay, I know for sure I don't want to be like them, or boom, I know for a fact like I can't be like that, you feel me? And it's nothing against them, it's just some people don't make the brightest decisions. So with me knowing that, I spent my life also learning from a lot of other people's mistakes. So what that did, that built me a type of mentality to go against the grain, you feel me? And tell myself, okay, I can't be too comfortable. I can't be like them, you feel me? So anytime I would catch myself slipping down that path, I would get that feeling and be like, all right, bet, something got to give, you feel me? So some people, they can learn like that. And sometimes the only way to learn is for you to go through some stuff. And you'll save so much time learning from other people's mistakes though. But what I do want to say is, whatever you got to go through, if you can't control the circumstance, just go through it. Learn how to embrace it, you feel me? Learn how to look at it from a different perspective. Continue to work on yourself. So you have to, for one, like I said, see yourself at a certain point. If you want to be a certain, in a certain field or career field, or if you want to make music, whatever it is you want to do, look at yourself and first see yourself doing that, and then see what you got to do to get there. Sometimes that may mean you got to remove yourself from your families or your close ones, because a lot of times those can be people that hold you back because of the environment, you feel me? A lot of times your environment may not be right, whether it be in your household or your city. So for me, I had to move out, you feel me? My people cool and everything, but it's a certain mentality. I'm on a different path, and it's a level that I'm trying to get to that I didn't see myself getting there, staying at that space, you feel me? So what did I do? For example, I knew I had to move out, so I looked at my situation. I was like, okay, let me put these hours in and work. Let me go work these 8 to 10 hours. Let me go close every night while I'm working at Domino's and having to get up the next morning to drive 45 minutes to barber school and then do it again the next day. You feel me? So, and I did that for a year every day. You feel me? So I knew what I had to do, but I knew where I was trying to go to. And that's the biggest thing. You got to have clarity on where you're trying to get to. And the hardest thing I would tell you now that I deal with is, and I promise it's not a bad thing, but I want to have more momentum when I get to these points, is figuring out what to do after you accomplish it. I think that's the hardest thing that I battle right now, is knowing like, okay, I'm somebody that I execute, but after these executions, what's next? That's always what I deal with. So sometimes you have to go back to the drawing board. Sometimes you got to sit back down with yourself and ask yourself, okay, I've done this. So for one, if I haven't done it, where am I messing up at? What can I apply in my life? You feel me? So you got to do that first. And then after you execute it, it's like, you got to ask yourself, how do I get to this next point? What's my next point? You feel me? Where do I see myself going from here? And sometimes you want, especially in business, you want to always be succeeding. You want to always be excelling in what you're doing. You want to scale it. You want to be the best that you can be. So sometimes that may mean you got to relocate to a different spot and start all the way over. And that's the issue, is sometimes we don't want to start over. Sometimes we don't want to redo what we feel like we already built. But sometimes if you look at life and certain things you go through like a slingshot, sometimes you got to go back before you can, you feel me, venture off and succeed or excel into another position or into another place or another mentality, you feel me? Sometimes you got to go backwards to go forward, and that's okay. And you got to recognize that that's okay. But what's not acceptable is when you recognize you're going backwards, not doing anything to get yourself out of it, because ain't nobody gonna come save you. Ain't nobody gonna come make sure you straight, you feel me? Ain't nobody gonna come, I'm not even saying ain't nobody gonna do it, but it's very few people that will. And until you get around those type of people, all you gonna have is yourself. So you gotta love yourself and care for yourself and about your situation so much for yourself that you don't even look for anybody else to help you. Now, when those people come along, then that's when you can glean from other people, you feel me? But a lot of times, bro, the things that you go through, sometimes you gotta figure it out on your own. But you gotta know that it's gonna be you and God. The Most High ain't gonna let you fail. God ain't gonna, you feel me? God ain't gonna just leave you there. God ain't gonna not care about you, you feel me? So that's the most important relationship that you're gonna have when it comes to your life, is the relationship with yourself and the relationship that you got with God. So therefore, those are steps that you got to look at when it comes to getting your life together, building that relationship with yourself to where you even care to get yourself out of certain circumstances. I know you can't really do anything about the cards that you was dealt for your life, but what you got to do is look at your cards and be willing to keep drawing. You feel me? That's the only way I really feel like I can break it down. Sometimes you gotta look at the cards you was dealt and just keep drawing. Keep pulling, you feel me? Keep pushing. Cause sometimes that's all you're gonna have. But at some point you're gonna run across the card that you needed, you feel me? And you never know, that one card can let everything else fall in line. That one card can put you in an area or environment that it's people around you that you come across that need what you got. It's people around you that come across that see the potential or see the value that you bring, and they willing to invest in you, or they willing to allow you to be in their life. And a lot of times I feel like in this world, you feel me, it's a lot of success that you can get, or a lot of positives that you can get from certain encounters. So when you trying to better your life and figure out how to get your life together, know that you got to count on you first. Don't count on somebody else more than you count on yourself.